Hello, troopers, and welcome back to G.A.R Productions, and welcome back to Ask G.A.R. Happy New Year. It's been a little bit since we've done Ask G.A.R. Had a little bit of a backlog of videos to accomplish, but want to get back into it. So as always, if you have a question, please post it down in the comments below. We'll hop right into it with Blue. Asks thoughts on Skelton Crew and are you planning on getting the set? I really enjoyed Skelton Crew, although I have to slight caveat. I usually like most of Disney Star Wars. I have not watched The Acolyte. I don't really have a desire to, and I heard it's not that great. So I have not seen that, but pretty much everything else I've seen I enjoyed, although the grand scheme of things, it might not be that great. But I also think not only did I enjoy Skelton Crew, I think it was a really great show. I'd say it's top 3 live-action Star Wars seasons that Disney has created, and I think they did a really good job with it. I really appreciated being a own contained story that didn't have to hop out and pull in a bunch of other things, but still had elemental ties to different things like the Old Republic, like the banking clan was definitely an interesting drop. The New Republic coming in to take out the pirates that we've been seeing in The Mandalorian. So that was very exciting. I really enjoyed it and very much looking forward to season 2 of the show. Am I planning on getting the set? Probably. I really would like to. Probably on sale. I think it is actually a pretty decent value, but still trying to get a sale, not top there. But I'm going to be a little weird. I like the minifigures. I want the minifigures, but I'm probably actually going to use the Onyx Cinder as like a pirate ship for like my mercenaries or lawless people faction that I'm kind of want to build for my Lego Star Wars collection. So I'm probably going to use the Onyx Cinder in that, but still very much would like to have the minifigures from the set as well. Kino asks, what are the odds we get General Grievous or Count Dooku in a 2025 set? I don't know. I'd say probably 15 to 20% at this point. I think we know most of the sets. Now, we don't know a good chunk of the summer set still, so that would kind of be where we're leaning. But so far, the chance, pretty much the big chance of a set that we know is coming in 2025 that might have them, that would kind of fit, and it also depends on what kind of theme they do, would be the MTT. They could do like a MTT based off of Dathomir and throw General Grievous in it, and they could also do Ventress too. That would be kind of cool, actually. I don't know if they would do that, but that would be my biggest option there is if they did like an MTT and they do a Dathomir themed with like some super battle droids with General Grievous, maybe a Night Sister, an undead Night Sister maybe, and then like Ventress. That could be an option that they might do, and that's really the best chance I see of General Grievous. Count Dooku, I really don't know unless we see something coming that would fit him. I don't know. I would think either at the latest by 2030, the 25th anniversary of Revenge of the Sith, that would be the year for sure we would see them. If we don't see that before them, I would think we would see them before that, but for sure coming in 2025, I give it about kind of a 20 to 30%. I'd say there's like a 50-50, an MTT has one of them, but if it doesn't, I'd say it's only like probably 20 to 30% that we get a set with them in it next year, which is kind of a shame. I should do a video on kind of Separatist needs, but that's beside the point. Total Trooper Productions asks, what do you think is the most overrated Lego Star Wars set? Okay, so I've thought about this a little bit. I think overall, I have a couple things. And I want to preface it, I really like these sets. I think both of these sets are amazing, but I think at times they do get overrated just a little bit for maybe a few aspects. One of them, I think the AT and OT and dropship is sometimes overrated. Now, it is legendary and one of the best Clone Wars sets of all time, but I think just it also gets a little bit of nostalgia coming along with it that kind of propels it a little bit, but just a little bit more overrated than it needs to be. It's an amazing set. I still kind of would like to get one for my collection because I'd like both vehicles for my collection. It's a very legendary set, and again, top 3, top 5 Clone Wars sets of all time. But I do think it's a tiny bit overrated. I think another one that I think most people would agree, especially now since the UCS one has come out, I think the original playset Venator was kind of overrated, kind of chunky, kind of big, so I think sometimes that got overrated because that's the only one we got. Now that we have the UCS one, I think its fame has gone down a little bit. And then this other set, I think, again, another probably top 5 Clone Wars sets of all time, one of the most legendary sets of all time, but maybe sometimes a little overrated because of how LEGO gave them to us, kind of being a little sneaky. The 501st Clone Troopers battle pack from 2020, the Super Pack. I think sometimes it's a little bit overrated because LEGO just did a cash grab of throwing some bigger vehicles. Just a little thought. Let me know if you agree. Those are just my thoughts on those things. Although, again, all three of the AT-OT and Dropship and the 501st Battle Pack, I really, really love. I think they are top 5 Clone Wars sets of all time. I think the 501st set is one of the most legendary, and especially the everything to go along with it, wanting it for so long, the impact it had on the community. I think it will be one of the most legendary sets of all time, but the true basis of it, I think, is a little tiny bit overrated because of how LEGO gave it instead of just doing a regular 501st Battle Pack. Just my thoughts. Let me know down below what you think. Oldman in the Bricks asks, he does some content, any content I create, he asks, I put on TikTok and then copied it to Instagram. With that platform potentially leaving, my son and coworkers are encouraging me to start doing my reviews and rants on YouTube. Do you have recommendations for lighting and camera options? Can I use my phone? Also, do you have recommendation for low to no cost editing software? So I have a few things. Of course, I am not anywhere an expert. I don't actually use lighting myself. I need to get some. I'm actually going to try and find Ryan in his recent Ask M&R mentioned his lighting, which I'm probably going to get for myself, and I will post it down below if anyone's interested. So it looks like a really nice thing and not horribly expensive. Lighting and camera options. Your phone depends on what you have. If it'd be a pretty newer phone, my camera's okay. I don't have a actual camera. That is a goal to get to, but for now, I got a iPhone Pro with the 3 cameras. They work pretty well. They're not like absolutely amazing, but they're way better than anything pretty much we had, except for super expensive cameras 10 years ago. They are way better than pretty much most things, base cameras on the market, and still better than some base cameras on the market now. So I do use my phone for a ton of things. Pretty much all my recording I use my phone. And then again, the cameras, it just depends on what kind of phone you have. I'm not sure of how good cameras are like on Galaxies and different stuff. So it just depends on what phone you have and how new it is and how good it looks. So be mindful of that. It's definitely an option, but I would recommend a newer phone with newer cameras to be good enough quality. Again, then maybe if it starts taking off, you can eventually aim towards getting a camera. But for now, maybe for sure, your phone is an option. And then low to no cost editing software. I use a few. So right now I don't really pay anything, but one's kind of a little bit of caveat. So one of them I used to use was VN. You can do a lot of that for free. It's not the most sophisticated editing software. It's pretty easy to learn, which might be beneficial. You can't do a lot of really like maybe cool things. It's harder to do certain aspects to make, top-end videos. Not that I make top-end videos, but it's definitely an option. That is free. It's an app called VN. I think they also have it on like computers as well. That one's free. If you have Apple, I actually do most of my editing now with iMovie. I do pretty much all of my videos on Apple Movie now. So again, not the best stuff. There's better options, but if you have like a MacBook or something, it's definitely a decent option. It's one I'm using because it is free. Again, there's better options, but I do use that for that. And then also thumbnails. If you need thumbnails, I use a thing called Kava. I did end up going with the paid version. It's not super expensive, and it gives you a lot more options than I used to have, which was doing on Instagram. They were okay thumbnails, but they got grainy and stuff, so I definitely wanted an upgrade. It's definitely an upgrade, but that is one of the bigger costs that I have done was doing a subscription to Kava for my thumbnails. As always, thank you guys for watching. If you have your questions, post them down below. If you're new to the channel, please consider leaving a like and subscribing, and I will catch you guys next time.